But Greek is here. I know people are like, Greek, where have you been the last few days? Yesterday I was traveling. I was on my way back from Florida. I'm back in Chi-Town. I finally got a green screen, as you can see. Amazing stuff. I got Fowler here with me. Hopefully we have some more people join us. It's been madness. It's chaos. I wish I could do that. I can't.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I gotta do this. I gotta like. But yeah, it's been absolute chaos, and I don't like chaos. I don't know about you. Do you like chaos?
Hell no. Hell no.
We seem to live on chaos here in the Discord. And okay, now it's the nodes. First it's this, then it becomes that, then it becomes this, then it becomes that. Then they promised me this, then they promised me that. We're going to get into all that with the nodes and what's going on. So first of all, originally when the node documents were released, there was a spreadsheet attached to the node calculator. That calculator and spreadsheet took into account a tax pool that was attributed to your nodes. So that's what allowed it to get that high, because gas alone cannot get that high. Okay. That was in the white paper. It said otherwise, that it was gas only, but they left the documents up and those stayed. So if I have one thing to say that the team did wrong, is they should have taken that stuff down the second they knew it wasn't the case. But what I'm thinking, and what a bunch of people brought up, is it seems like it was just an oversight, because so many things have changed just in the time that was put up there. We've rebranded. We've done all this FUD attack. We've gone from 10% to 5%, and then we changed the 5% again on the tax structure. So things are changing constantly. Now, when Brian did his AMA, a question was asked where the tax pool money stored, and that's what started all the drama. When people realized there is no tax pool money, it's just coming, which I always knew that. I just didn't realize how big of a difference that was going to make. And yet, then Brian yesterday gave us new information. And today we've gone through it. Originally, I thought it was better, but it doesn't turn out to be the case 100%. Now, when people are wondering, when it says 93.31 per million in volume, that's not volume in terms of like if somebody makes $1 million buy, that's not giving every note holder 93.31, because that's one transaction, one gas fee paid. It's the number of transactions per million transactions. So we need a bunch of Fork Shark projects on here where you have to compound daily and just press button. Like, to put it this way, for Fork Shark alone today, I did 10 transactions on BSC scan. And I think my monetary value, my total volume was $30 worth of, not gas fees paid. It was like $2 in gas fees, but I did $30 in transactions. So that is how it is. Now, how much money is it going to take to get 1 million transactions, and how many times can we get that in the course of it? How many transactions can you do in a day? That is the question to be up there. And is there things that can be done to make it better? There obviously is a bunch of stuff that can be done to make it better. I'm not going to take the negative, cry attitude, because for real, nothing's set in stone yet. Nothing's finalized. Brian released this yesterday, and I think that was just to appease people, kind of show something, but nothing's final. Nothing's been set in stone. I don't even know if the tax structure we have in place is set in stone yet, because it changes daily. What's your thoughts, Fowler? I can't talk no more.
So when you say transactions, right? Like, I don't have a node, so it's hard for me to like kind of grasp this node stuff. Like, I'm kind of like grasping, like it's like jumping on a train while it's already moving. So, I mean, you guys have been at this for a while, but like you said, it sounds like you need more transactions to make nodes just profitable.
Yeah, anything that pays a gas fee. So like when you claim your rewards for now the fixed flex portion, the flex portion, that counts as a transaction because you're paying gas. Right. That's a transaction.
So what it sounds to me is we need more easy buttons. So the flex is an easy button. So we need the claim for flex is an easy button. So we need more easy buttons. That's what it sounds like. So it sounds to me like it needs to be a faucet or something, like something to just keep getting people to hit claim. And when it happens, you know, everybody's, I mean, if it's going by transactions, like you said, then that would drive a lot of this. And that's what it sounds like a lot of projects going to be needed.
If you get, you can get a bunch of projects doing that. Now, obviously, what we were sold is on 100 million in volume. Okay, it would be 650 a day. So now you're seeing where the anger comes in. I totally get where the anger comes in. I am just taking the route where nothing's been set in stone, nothing's final. Brian has always made things better. Okay, he never just like looks at something and goes, "Oh, maybe this is a problem." And right now, people are wondering light nodes, you know, and I hear people going, "Is it worth running? Is it doing this?" My thing is, run everything. You think a blockchain that needs nodes, because this blockchain doesn't exist without nodes, is going to run where it's not profitable or not good for people to run them. Like if I'm going to run my light nodes, I at least need to make a positive amount of money in a month. Otherwise, why would I run them? And then you risk people not running them. And that's, I would assume that, you know, once they take a look at numbers and, you know, they will realize. Now, what they had before is, so out of the taxes collected from the tax pool, do you know how it's like 5%? A subset of like a part of that, only like 5% of that was being used. It was a subset. So it wasn't even like a big portion. We're not talking like thousands and millions of dollars being taken out. So it's something that can be reworked and really easily done. So that makes me feel good. It's not like this is set in stone. I'm not going to cry. I was blessed given a node opportunity. I'm still earning passive rewards daily. Yeah, it's not going to be the crazy amount, but
realistic numbers.
realistic numbers. But then again, this is why I always told people, if you factor for the worst, then you're okay with the better. So I've always factored it like $50 to $100 a day. Now, could that be feasible in time? I don't know how long it's going to take to ramp up to 1 million transactions a day. I mean, if you have 5 fork shark projects built on this where you have to compound at daily, okay, that's very easy, because I'm doing 10 transactions a day on BSC, and I'm not even, half the time I'm not even spending any money. I'm not even buying or selling anything. It's just compounding my different things. I have like 4 piggy banks I have to compound daily. I have my drip I got to compound daily. That's 5 right there. Then I got my drip farm. That's 6. Then if I collect my BUSD rewards from my piggy bank, that's 7. That's 7 transactions right there. On top of that, I have to go into daylight, claim my stuff from my lockup, my staking lockup, and then I move it into the short term. So that's another 2 transactions. We're already at 9 transactions. So you can see how transactions can really jump up when you have projects built up. So, I mean, there is still a lot of information that's needed. So it's one of those things where, yeah, by the numbers, I get why everybody is pissed, and I get it. And I get it. I'm 100%. If you people have the right, and some people, you know, bought nodes because of that. They're like, and some people in the aftermarket went after nodes and spent 50, 60, 70 grand because they're like, oh, I'll make that back no matter what. But what I do know is I was given the numbers. Upon mainnet launch, we'll have 33,000 in each node on March 1st. Only the 1,050 is locked up. So whenever you hear somebody say locked up, the 1,050 cannot be taken out, that vol. So $9,450 is always going to be attached to that node. But you can pull out the other, I think it's 24,000 upon mainnet launch. So that's all you got to do is pull out the 24,000. That's yours to play with. Now, if you choose to keep that in your node, every month under the new rebasing structure with the 0.12%, you will earn somewhere around $1,200 a month in rebases off the node. And I know if you had the same bag size, you earn the same thing. That's why I don't count rebases as revenue, because if you have the same bag size, 1,050 upon the start, you would get the same thing. And you can pull that out every month and you'd still earn $1,200. That's at a $9 price point. So at least I'm trying to find some positives here with the node numbers. Now, there is ways we can make it better, and I'm just not going to like act in anger, call anybody a fraud, say things are burning to the ground until I have all the given information. They say, this is final, this is what it is. And then I could be like, well, I was sold a lie or this. I just don't like using those heavy hitting words till I know for sure.
Yeah. I do want to tap on that one thing you did say, is people who like have nodes and feel like they are, I guess, the overhead is just too high for profitability, right? I used to be a miner, right? Like I used to have a couple of ASICs and stuff and put together some GPU miners. So I know about electricity costs and all that stuff. But I tell you one thing, I've learned that sometimes you have to run through that overhead sometimes. And I'm not saying that's how it's going to start, like, or anything like that. I'm just saying that, people are going to, with that type of mindset that, it's the overhead's too high, you're going to end up turning stuff off. You're going to probably forget about it if you're not like somebody who's like in Vulcan community like that. So you're going to forget about it, and because you didn't think it was profitable. So in the meantime, well, you had this break, things change. This is the most dynamic like community and blockchain I've ever been in. Like everything is changing. Like literally almost every week is something like big.
Do you ever, I don't know, this is what I do. The first thing I do when I wake up is I'm like, all right. I check and I'm like, what the hell happened when I was asleep? Because it's like that every single time. Every time I wake up, I'm like, what the shit went down when I was asleep? Because it's always that when Brian's in the chat. And I know Brian's probably watching. Just know that if you can do anything to make these come, because, I'm just saying, you've always done in the past, and I trust you. But he just posts everything at 3:30 in the morning, my time. I wake up, and then I have to live with the first thing people are asking me, did you see Brian's announcement? I'm like, let me get in the shower first. Let me wipe down, man. Right. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what day it is. Mr. No Fame says, what's up, everybody? And speaking of Mr. No Fame, he wanted me to make an announcement, so I'm going to make an announcement. As you can see, I haven't really been mentioning safuu too much because I am running for council, so I'm trying to already start and not mention safuu too much because I don't want to be seen as the guy who's biased or anything, bring up that stuff. But anyways, he said, I know you aren't doing safuu videos, but can you do me a solid? So I'm going to do him a solid. He's putting together a community buy this coming Saturday. He's got the message pinned in the main chat. This is an attempt to get the community engaged leading up to the council being formed and also generate some volume at the same time. Saturday, the 14th, community buy is coming up. If you're interested in joining the cause, just let him know and he will add you. So far, they got 15 members joining. He's looking to contribute $6,000. And big things are coming up. So get the hype going in our incredible safuu community. Once the council is formed, they start implementing a community vote. We can expect increased volume, increased burn, and ultimately increased price shortly after. Mainnet launched to create a huge amount of volume to start burning. You know that we are the bridge. I don't know. We need more mechanics on the bridge. No, back and forth. That's another conversation. Currently, the SIF is looking chunky, $93,000. The old fire pit is at $220,000. That's got to be transferred to the new fire pit. When it comes to burning and hopefully allocating funds for marketing, such as giveaways, to spread the word quickly and allow us to build organically. Now, so if you want to join the safuu buy, community buy, just hit up Mr. No Fame. He's on the screen there. Or you can hit me up and I'll hit him up. But yeah, safуу's got good things coming for it too. Remember, it's kind of a lull period. You see, people are just waiting. You got this 2-week period where you got to form a council. Once the council's formed, then you can start really getting to it. And safуу's got a lot of potential on its own. I'm just going to say that. Like, there's so much that can be done to give it utility, even regardless of the bridge. Like, so if the bridge is extra, that's good stuff. But I want people to know that on its own merits, safuu is something we've never seen in DeFi too. And a lot of people open their eyes given the right opportunities. And right now, when it comes to, we are in a bear market, everybody's panicking all over the place, not just in Vulcan land, panic for nodes right now, but we need to take a step back.
Relax and breathe.
Man. So Mr. No Fame says, thanks, Greek. You are the man. 18 people as of right now. So we got 18 people for the buy. I buy every day, so you can count me in. So make it 19 because I buy every day. I just pull out a Forex Shark and just buy. That's my standard part of my 10 transactions. So Greek, come up with your numbers, brother. So, all right, I do know it's 93.3. $31 per 1 million transactions. I don't know what amount of volume, monetary volume, that's going to take to reach that. Nobody knows that. You can speculate, but I'm not going to speculate on speculation because that's unfair to everybody to give random numbers. But what I will say is if you take 500 nodes and multiply it by 93.31, you get 47K. Now, if it takes 1,000 transactions to get to that 47K to pay out those nodes, that 93.31 for that million transactions, that would amount to a gas fee somewhere about 4.7 cents in gas per transaction. So it's not crazy amounts of gas. But if that's right, that's just like a simple math thing that I did. Now, I'm not sure if that's right. And I'm not even going to say it's right because it's probably wrong. But if you just do that, like it does make sense. If you have 1 million transactions and it pays out 93.31 per node and there's 500 nodes, that should equal out to roughly 4.7 cents a transaction to get the nodes paid that amount. Now, sometimes during the day, gas can be higher, sometimes lower. So it all equals out. But that's just part numbers. Because just another normal day at work. Time is, man, 12:52. You're up late. I love the people are up late watching me. I agree. Can you please do some examples on Shepsky's new calculator? Well, okay. We'll do it. Share screen. I have that up. All right. So we'll just do this because it's the easiest amount. Because everybody can just do this and multiply by 10 if whatever. We're just doing 100. So is this my screen on? No, is it? Yes. Okay, I'm going to bring your comment down just to show it a little more, and we'll go full screen. Okay, so we'll do 100. I did 1,000, of course. I always do 1,000. So at 1,000, upon intro APY end, January 20th, you have 357.78 vol. That's worth $3,220. Now, that is what you will start your intro, the 0.12 rebasing at. Now, to get over here, to figure out the flex portion. The flex is different because the taxes are taken out per transaction in vol. So it's different. So this is the monetary value of transactions. It's not like the nodes where it's the amount of transactions because gas fees are what pays the nodes, not the taxes. So I always like to start low. So if you move it to, of course, move it to 10 million, okay? And you have your bag at that size, 358, let's just assume, you will get paid out $1.43 in vol on the flex portion for that day. Now, what's the gas going to be? What I've been told, it's going to be somewhere from 10 to 15 cents. It's still worth it because you're getting free vol. You're making money, and that vol has a chance to appreciate in value over time. So it's always, and as you can see, the percent of vol you hold against the circulating supply. And as you can see, that circulating supply is not taking into account the treasury. So that it's going to be, he's done an excellent job with this. And you can even switch the circulating supply. Like if we see it changes minus the treasury, we can change that on the calculator. So there's a lot of good things going for this calculator, and I really like it. Of course, everybody wants to know, okay, what's the value? What's the value? Okay, so you gotta, so at 100 million, you make 14.31 a day, and now it starts to look better. And this is not even on a big amount of vol held. Vol. Yeah, this isn't on a huge bag. So it's still way worth it. And to show you 100 million in volume is not a crazy amount of volume for a blockchain. It's really not. Okay, especially one with projects built on it, doing everything that we need it to do. It's not a lot of volume. So that's just like some of the cool stuff about the calculator. Shepsky did an excellent job. Like when he was doing it, he had a bunch of people giving him calculations. And then, of course, it's nice. Now, I wish you put the node stuff back on there, but now who knows what the hell the nodes are paying. Everybody's got a different opinion on it, and everybody comes up with different calculations. All I know is how it currently is set and what it would take to hit those numbers. It's not as good as before. Now, you can get angry about it. I look at the positive that I'm gaining passive income daily. Okay. Would I like it to be better? 100%. Was it way better before? And was I bragging to my friends, my parents, everybody? I 100% was. I was like, look at this. I might not even have to work. You know, now I got to keep my job. Now Vol's got to go crazy.
Gotta go to the moon.
Yeah, I'm just not the negative type of person. Doesn't mean I'm not critical. Okay, like this move, it doesn't look good, and I'm not going to 100%. It doesn't look good. It doesn't bode well. It doesn't look well, but it's also not final. So it's like, why speculate on something that's not set, not final? Because Brian can come tomorrow and be like, oh, by the way, we revert this, and now nodes are, this is the calculator, and people can be jumping up for joy and going crazy. And now Brian's gracing his sliced bread, and I'm going to sit here and be critical of something that's not final. Now, if it's final and this is what it is, I will probably come out and be extra critical of it, because it's not good for anybody when you have sentiment with node holders who are supposed to be building up your blockchain. You know, these are important. And for anybody who's like, I don't have a node, why does this matter to you? Well, if the node holders aren't happy and they're not setting up nodes, if light node holders aren't setting up nodes, that ruins the integrity of the blockchain. And for anybody who's got money tied up in this blockchain, to get your money out, you need the node holders. Now, I'm just ecstatic that I have one. I'm blessed regardless. But would I like it to be better? 110%. I would. Biz Entertainment says, get your popcorn ready. Let's go. And do you know how old safuu, everybody want to know how you earn one safuu per epoch? And then it's what's going to be safuu X per epoch? And it was like 6,000. So Biz asked me the other day, he goes, what's one vol per epoch? And I'm like, all right, you got the juices flowing. So who's ready for that number? Who's ready? It's a number not many people have, by the way. But this is a positive thing, because I'm going to spin it in a positive way. It's 80,000 vol to earn one vol per epoch. So this is just showing you how hard it is to, like, how slowly we're rebasing.
80,000.
So, like, we're not putting many coins in circulation. So I'm just saying, when you're looking at it from price, its price is going to go up and to the right. I'm just going to say it. Like, nothing's off the table when it comes to price, with given the right volumes and given the right amount of transactions, given the right people, given the right projects. That is key. Okay, 5 projects isn't going to get us to $1,000. I'm just going to say that. Okay, 100 projects, more projects. Of course, Fork Shark, bring all your projects here, because you got like 80,000 users clicking claim every day. 5-6 times, because they have multiple piggy banks and all that stuff. Do that here. All us node holders will be like, dang,
right?
Transactions just on Fork Shark projects. Yeah. Forks, if you're listening, come over.
We need you.
Vulcanator, what's up, Vulcan Army? Exciting 2023 is upon us. It's still very exciting. Hugely exciting. We got a new layer 1 blockchain coming out with tokenomics that are amazing now. And once again, we lost our rebases. No, we didn't. We're still rebasing, but everybody feels like we got something taken away. We didn't get anything taken away. I was in the car with my CPA dad at the time when Brian made his announcement. And I told my dad, I go, the rebase switched from 191,888% to 0.12, 44% APY. And he goes, oh, wow, that's way better. He goes, what was price starting at before? I go, $9. He goes, okay, and you got how much in the fire? Because I explained the fire pit mechanisms to him. He goes, so the fire pit's eating up whatever, and you got 3% going to the fire pit. And he goes, so he does the math based on the circulating supply, like I did, and he comes up to like 68 to 70K getting added in circulation daily. And I'm like, we're going to burn way more than 68 to 70K. I go, this is a good thing. And he goes, yeah, this gives the price a chance. Before he's like, I told him that 21 cents is equal to $9 at July 20th. And he goes, yeah, but I doubt it would be at 21 cents. And this was like, I'm like, well, there's some going to the fire pit. He goes, it doesn't matter, because I showed him that 95 million gets put in circulation every day in July when we got to that point. And he's like, yeah, you weren't going to be at 21 cents. You were going to be blessed if you were near 21 cents. Like, right. And I'm like, okay, father. Okay. And he's like, trust me. You were going to be blessed to be anywhere near 21 cents. And we're blessed right now because we got blockchain poodles.
There we go.
Poodles, I know you haven't been keeping up with everything node-wise. Well, you have, but it's confusing. But how do you feel?
I mean, I feel that the team is going to do whatever they got to do to accommodate the entire community and the entire blockchain. So whatever it is, they're going to work it out so it's in the best interest of everybody. I'm a little discouraged because of all the confusion, because there's a lot of confusion, but with that discouragement, I'm also positive. Sometimes we have our ups, sometimes we have our downs, and it always works out in the end. So I'm still here. I'm still repping Vulcan and Safuu for a reason.
Yeah. And I hear you. There's a lot of not misinformation, because the information is there. We just don't know if it's final and what is like. It's very hard to give predictions because people are like, give me a prediction. But they don't realize that in this, for node income, there's so many factors that make a difference. You got transactions, amount of transactions. You got the gas fees per transaction that make a difference. Then on top of that, you have a price factor that also makes a difference on everything on terms of node revenue. So you got 3 different factors factoring into one thing. And it's so hard to really be like, all I can tell you is if there's 1 million transactions that day, you're making 93.31. Somehow that's what they came up with. Now, how much volume in terms of monetary volume is it going to take to get 1 million transactions? Who knows? Now, if you have a bunch of Forex Shark projects where you're claiming a lot, you might see 1 million transactions and like 1.3 million in actual volume that day in money. It's just ridiculous because that's just how it is with those projects. It's crazy. But, David wants 1,000-day profit for nodes. Don't we all? I want that too. And before, that was actually possible at not a crazy amount of volume because of the way the tax was set up. So I want it. I'm just not going to say the team isn't going to provide it because there's ways it can be done. Like I was saying, the fixed flex portion, the flex portion of what's there, it's not counting. So 60% of that, whatever, is for the treasury. They could just say, let's divide it up as if the treasury were getting some of the fixed flex. And rather than that going to the treasury, that just goes to all the node holders for that day. That would make everybody whole. But yet it would kind of be node holders versus non-node holders, which is the thing I hate, because as I'm covering Vulcan, I'm a node holder. So I want what's best for the node holders, but also I want what's best for the community. And sometimes, you're taking from Peter you're robbing from Peter to pay Paul here. And but there is ways they can do it. Some people have talked about with the new mechanisms, the fire pit can have of that 3% that's collected. So if you collect $100 million of that 3%, you can take like 0.04% of that and just take it out and just give that to node holders and redistribute. And that's not even a big portion. We're talking like percentages of a percentage. So like the whole 3%. So if you have 100 million, you can take like 4,000 and spread that around, or you can do different things just to make some node income better. It's not hard. It can be done. It's just a matter of what's the team looking at, what can be done, what they want to have done. And I have every faith because Brian's always done it. Okay. We may not be happy as a community when he starts something, but when he finishes it, a lot of times it's for the better. Okay. So I'm not going to be 100% bashing critical until it's final. And Lady Bex is here, always here. Nice to see you. Come on, Greek. It's very late here. One of my ladies of Safuu has a birthday today. So I just want to say, Jana, happy birthday. She hasn't publicly said it. So go into the Discord, blow her up, and just say happy birthday. Say the Greek sent me happy birthday. It's Jana's birthday. I don't know how old she is. I never asked because I'm a gentleman. But it's her birthday. So happy birthday, Jana, from the Greek. Jenna's my future ex-wife. Kidding. My other future ex-wife, Samantha's in the house. Hey, everyone. Bex. Hello, Mr. Greek. LOL. Who likes my new green screen? Is it like I'm moving up in the ranks today? I'm really new look and fresh face to life. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen, Fowler got called out by Brian Legend to dox himself. And his next video, he doxed himself. So, I mean, Brian
within 24 hours, baby. Came quick.
I loved it. I'm like, wait, this is the man behind the voice. I always loved it. First time I saw a lead in Dubai was that way. I'm like, are you crypto lead? And then he talked, and I'm like, that's the man I know.
Yeah.
Safuu is a calculator for Flex, right? Yes, that is. But that was what I did when I showed you on screen. That was for 100 vol token sacrifice, which would give you 357 upon mainnet launch. That wasn't a big bag. I don't like showing the big bags because then the little bags feel like, I don't know. I just like showing the little bags because you can multiply it by 10. So if you have 1,000 Safuu, 1,000 vol when you sacrificed, if you got 1,000 vol when you sacrificed, you can take for 100 million volume, it was 1451. You can multiply that by 10. And that's essentially what you're making. So it's like $150, which is basically where node holders would be sitting at. So if we get 100 million in volume on the flex portion, they would make $150, which is not bad. There's multiple revenue streams too. You're rebasing at 0.12%. You're getting the flex. If you're a node holder, yeah, you're getting rewards. They might not be as high as you once thought. But remember, the rewards you collect today are sitting there and then rebasing tomorrow, and then those compound, and then you're earning more flex the next day. So it's kind of like you're earning it back. And then if the price appreciates, it's a tough thing to figure out. If the price appreciates, then yeah, the nodes might end up paying out, but it's not like the guaranteed amounts like it was before. You have to actually work for it. And it's a little slower growth.
Yeah, I think the the flex system is amazing, especially as uncapped. Like we're talking, yeah, you're just think of it like if this was Bitcoin. Like, yeah, when Bitcoin first started off, yeah, it was cheap, right? And stuff wasn't as valuable as it is now. Like, but fast forward, imagine if you had flex on Bitcoin. Like that would have the people that are currently in Bitcoin that rode the waves with Bitcoin, if they had a flex with Bitcoin, they would if they're Bitcoin maxis now, you couldn't tell them anything like at all. Like you couldn't even have a conversation that didn't say Bitcoin because they're literally getting free Bitcoin if they had a flex system. So if you look at this like that, I'm just saying just in the community in general, if you look at the flex like that and you fast forward 5 years, 6 years, just like Bitcoin has, and hell, we don't even have to be at 60,000. We don't have to even be that close. You can be at 10, 20,000. You don't know where it can be in 5 years. But guess what? You're getting free vol coins. Like literally, as long as
I've heard people asking, if my bag is small, is it even worth like we did the 100 vol? I showed the example and it was like $1.43 at 10 million in volume, and people are like, is it even worth me collecting? Yes, because that $1.43, if vol jumps up in price and it compounds daily, you're earning to your bag. Eventually it's going to be worth a big amount. And I don't want people thinking today there was a number thrown around, and I think this number was thrown out there. It should not have been thrown out there that gas is going to be 40 times higher. That's not, nobody said anything like that until that, we don't know any of that information. So that number, so you can just assume that, okay, let's say gas is 5-6 times higher, whatever. It's 20 cents. If you're making $1.43, you're still in profit. So we got to look. I don't know what gas is going to be. So there's a lot of unknowns. We need more detail. Compton 310 says, I don't have a node, but I feel your pain, guys. I took the risk to just get a bigger bag. Some people did. And either way, I mean, I just want it to be said like this. And this is the way I look at a node. The node is extra. Yeah, I paid $94.50, but I'm also been rebasing on it. My bag is actually bigger with the node than if I had just sacrificed alone. Now, my situation is different because I was helped out for my node. But that is the case where my bag is bigger now, and I'm actually earning more with the rebasing than I would have if I just not gone the node. So my situation is different. Everybody's got their own situation. But if you look at it as you're going to have 33,000, 25,000 of it is going to be available upon mainnet launch for you to pull out. Okay. So really you put 10,000 in the node and you 2 extra money on that node. So I get people are mad because, the numbers are a lot less and we want them to be a lot more, but also we got to look at it that way. Now, Deal threw in a number today saying that nodes would make on 200 million in volume, and he was talking monetary value. They'd make $310 a day. So what did people do? They divided 200 million to find out what 1 million in volume pays, and they got to a number of $1.55. And this is the number that's got people freaking the F out right now. And, they're in Discords and they're blowing this up, but that number cannot be verified or known because, like I said, you can do one transaction of $1 million. So Fowler says he wants to buy $1 million. He wins the Powerball or whatever, the Mega Millions on whatever the next drawing is, and he wants to buy $1 million worth of vault. He does one transaction. He pays one gas fee. $1 million in volume. There's no way it doesn't work like that. So it's the amount of transactions. So there's no way of telling, if we get 2 million in volume that day, what the amount of transactions is going to be. So it's a completely different animal. So it's very hard to really put a number on it. And the more I've been looking at it, that's what makes it so tough. So yeah, you can look at it as, okay, roughly, if you're guesstimating $1.55 per million, if you want to throw a number on it, but that's even not verifiable. That's hard to really come up with that number. Before we were making $6.50 per million. That was what the slider said. And that's what I was telling people, so it's easy. You got to 100 million, it was $650. You got to $1 billion, it was 6,500. You could just, it was easy. This is a lot harder, but a lot of people have been asking me in comments on Discord where that $1.55 came from. That's where it came from. Now, can it be 100% verifiable? No, it could change because we don't know how many transactions it takes to get to that million in volume. Obviously, if you have Fork Shark projects where people are claiming, Crypto Pride puts it best. It's always something. It's always something. But what I like to do is keep it classy. You're right, Ladybacks. I know I don't want to be so negative or be call somebody out. Okay, yeah, this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I'm just going to 100% say it. I'm not going to say sugarcoat it here. It doesn't look good for the team. They haven't updated it. They haven't, but I know they're going to get a new spreadsheet going, not a new spreadsheet, a new slider so people can play around with it and see the actual numbers. And until that number says final, this is what it is. This is what it's set. Like I said, taxes can always change. They've changed 5 times. I mean, how many times have taxes changed? How many times we went from $6 starting price to $9 starting price? We went from January 20th. We went from 300 nodes to 500 nodes. Things change constantly. Until mainnet day 1 comes, everything is liable to change. So I'm just taking it as that we can be on our feet and, but I'm not 100% happy with what went down. Okay. Even before I knew the taxes weren't a part, because the white paper said that, I never even looked at that spreadsheet in the back because truly my forte is stats and numbers and these equations and doing all that stuff. That's not my strong suit. Okay. When I get the numbers, I can interpret numbers, but I can't do the equations and stuff like that. I'm a weird man. But so that was never my strong suit. So I just played along with the slider and I assumed the slider had the correct information. That spreadsheet was always out of date because I saw those tax pools and I'm like, well, the white paper doesn't say it. So I just figured the calculator was right. The slider was right. And somehow, I haven't looked at other blockchains. I haven't had nodes on other blockchains to compare it to. So if people want to come, well, Greek, you always said it was going to be this. Well, because I didn't have anything to compare it to. I'm new at holding a node in a blockchain. So for me, when the thing said $65 at 10 million volume, I'm like, okay, it says 65. Wow, that's pretty good for a node. Wow. I know the BSC nodes, there's 21 of them, but they do $1.8 billion in volume. That's how I looked at it. They were doing crazy amounts of volume on BSC. So I always thought, okay, perfect. That's how it is. Now that I've got more information and on it and taxes and knowing what the stuff is, it's not as high. But to me, it's extra income that I still have. So, it's, I like this name, Vulcan. Greek, the best way is to reduce the fire pit from 3% to 2%, give node holders the 1%. That would be ridiculous. Ridiculously good for node holders. Loan the Binance if we are to overtake, use gas fees to burn. It's an idea. It is an idea. But of course, this affects the whole blockchain as a whole. It affects the random hold. This is why it's kind of saying it's node holders versus non-node holders. It's kind of like a double-edged sword here. But you don't even have to go that big. You can just take a subset of that 3%, like 5% of that 3%, which is still 95% going to the fire pit of the 3%. And that 5%, like if you get 100 million volume, 95%, you'd split up 5 million, whatever, between the nodes. There's ways to do it, and it would make it amazing. And it's not really crazy things. It really isn't. And I don't know what the team's got planned. Like, I don't know what they're sitting there like talking about or thinking. Where is this super chat? Super chat came. Man, I'm behind. Why are you guys not yelling at me? Holy crap. Master Baron with a super chat. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard to read all the comments because I got a ton of not super chats. I got a ton of comments, and it's hard. Hi, Greek. Fixed Flex is an absolute winner. However, it won't make up to lost portion what node holders are supposed to make initially. Yes, Brian is a listener, so I'm sure he'll come up with some. And this is exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to like bash Brian, bash the team, bash anything because it's not final. Fixed Flex is amazing. It is amazing, but you're right. It doesn't make up for it. And node holders were sold on, we're talking, as Poodles put it earlier in the Telegram, paying the mortgage kind of money, and now we got buy sandwich kind of money, you know? Is that what you said by saying? No, but you know, it's so, not saying it's not like, it just depends. If you get a million transactions a day on our blockchain, okay, then for me, it's still a worth it for node payout. That would be $34K a year. And on top of that, it's rebasing. So that's not counting the rebases. So, and price fluctuations. The price now looks like it could go up to the right, as before you had no clue where it was going. So there is things to be positive about. It's just so many unknowns. And you know, are we willing to be patient? And what are you going to make a month compared to the upkeep? I know for full nodes, you're going to make profit per month. Or people aren't going to run them. And this blockchain needs nodes. And for light nodes, it's going to be tough to make profit depending on what the final numbers are and everything. But I know the team have to look into that and be like, why would anybody run a light node if they're not at least making profit? So like, I mean, that's just human nature. In my mind, I'm like, human nature will come in there, and there's no way they're going to make somebody take a loss and just hope that, you know, as you earn, your compounding will make up for it over time, because we understand people didn't sign up for that. You know, they signed up for.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
What I said everyone was expecting mortgage money, and now the talk is like we might not be able to pay our electric bill money, you know?
All right.
So Nathan B. Greek is right. 4.5 vol a day from the 1050, even at $1 vol, that covers the cloud cost. Not great, but you have flex plus gas. Yeah, it's true. I'm just trying to look at it in positive lights and never, you know, it's in life. I've always taken this stance where if you go into something with a negative mindset, it's very hard to recover from the dark side. Okay. It's very, very hard. You end up burning yourself to the ground trying to recover from being dark, or always looking at things like, I might not be happy with the way things are, but I have to count my blessings that like even anything extra that a node earns is making my bag bigger daily. I never was in this for the short term. But that's me. And I know everybody's got their own situations, but I like to look at everything from a positive standpoint and know that if something can be done, it will be done. Look for solutions rather than being like, oh, they stole this from me, they stole that from me. How about you get out there, you say, hey, I got a nice solution. This could be cool. This could work. This could be revolutionary. Go out there and give solutions to problems. Don't always just go into the echo chambers and be like, I don't like it. 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 What does that solve?
Nothing.
You don't solve anything dissing something for an hour. You just end up talking for an hour and then nothing comes out of it. We've talked about ways here where we can make it better. Also, not everybody's going to claim every day. You know that's coming. People forget, and the claim on the fixed flex, that money just rolls over. Now I get it. The next day the fixed flex will be bigger if it rolls over. But that's one way of saying, hey, today we had 24,000 in unclaimed. Guess what? Node holders, you get $24,000 because people just didn't click a button. That's who knows. And I'm just throwing out numbers, 24,000. Everything I say is just a made up number, whatever it happens to be. If people don't want a claim or they miss a claim, then you could reward node holders and be like, guess what? You guys are loyal. You guys are our biggest bag holders. You guys are running the network. Here's a reward for you guys. That could be one way. I'm just trying to find ways where like the money can come without having to change things. And that's one way where we wouldn't have to change things. But of course, then you get devil's advocate saying, well, what if they all claim? Well, then, it happens. With such high taxes on safuu, is it still really a viable off-ramp to option with multiple possible sex coming on board? This is another area where I think we need more information. When Brian brought it up, the way he made it seem is it's like you're selling one asset and then buying another, which is basically that's not really a bridge. Like a bridge would be like you can go from one coin to the other and it's easier. So that I think needs more. As the way Brian presented it, no, not even a safuu user would want to use it because you're paying 21%, I think, in taxes to get over. It's not worth it. Mm-hmm. Now, that is not final as well. We haven't seen a lot of the information. That's what I just want to stress that. I can't stress this enough. Nothing is final. Everything's changing. I can't even tell you what tomorrow's going to bring, what announcements. It's just nuts. And once again, I'm just going to bring this up. We got the safuu buy event from Mr. No Fame, so let him know if you want in. That is this Saturday. They're organizing a buy event. So, and also, we got 167 people watching. I know you guys love Vulcan as much as I do. And I know you want to spread your Vulcan cheer loud for all to hear. Wow. I'm like from movie Elf. I have now overtaken the Vulcan merch store, vulcanmerchstore.com. You can get all your Vulcan gear. Just go there, check it out. That is now my merch store along with NR Legends. So if you want to check it out, we have now overtaken that. Ace of Spade gave us, we purchased it off of Ace of Spade. So if you guys want to check it out and buy awesome merch so you can let everybody know that you love Vulcan and you are here for the long run. And I know node holders are probably all pissed off right now and they're like, I ain't going to your merch store, Greek. I ain't buying shit. You can kiss that goodbye. That's fine. That's fine. I will say it is a cool ass logo. Really cool logo. I love the new logo. I actually love it. Poodles hooked it up with a hat before I bought the merch store. Otherwise, I would have just gone to my own merch store. But now I got my hat from Poodles. It's coming. So until then, I wear my safuu X hat backwards because I'm cool. Chris Saucer, thank you so much. Can we agree to the team of 4 has ground these numbers to death and they know that revenue needs to come back to the project? We can't wave a magic wand and take from one part and just drop gas fees. Yeah, I'm sure the team of 4 is probably going to see the sentiment and they're going to do something. I'm 100%. I'm confident on this. Like there's no way they can, because right now it's about, I think when they were looking at the numbers, it's about 75% like decrease from what the original had. And yesterday when I said actually it's more, and I'm sorry if I gave people the impression, I was under the impression because I just never even like when you hear $1 million in volume, everybody just assumes like everybody else. Oh, dollar value, $1 million. That's easy. We'll get that. $93 a day. Wow. It goes up exponentially from that. Amazing. I'm happy. And then you're like, wait, that's 1 million transactions, because gas fees paid for transaction. If somebody does $1 million transaction, you're not getting 93.31. So numbers, so you can get 200 million in volume and get like 500,000 transactions if you have a bunch of huge buys. Like, so it's hard to do math around this. And this is why people are struggling to come up with, this is why you're seeing numbers thrown out left and right, and they're all different. So I know the team's going to look at this and try to find a way where like, yeah, the gas fees are great, but here where you can give somebody maybe if it's just $150 a node every day, full node, and like $15 a night light node or $5 a light node guaranteed regardless of what the gas fees is. Find a way to make that number correct, to make that happen. I don't know. I'm just saying numbers that I would be like really awesome with. Like then I would be like, okay, then I'm in this for the long run. I'm still in it for the long run anyway. So it's hard for me, but I'm just talking as a general node holder, what would make them happy. Would that make them happy? I would have to think so. Like if you could guarantee like this money and then bonus. I don't know what the team's got planned, and I do thank you, Chris Saucer, for the super chat. Thank you, all of you, for super chats. You don't have to. And I don't know why I haven't even said this up until now. Please like the video. It pushes it for the YouTube algorithm. I have to say that slow because I can't say it fast. Also, subscribe to my channel. I'm on the road to 7,000. I'm 23 people away. We're trying to make it happen. I keep trying to release shorts, and they keep bombing. Nobody watches my shorts anymore. My short game is gone. It's gone. I used to get like 2,500 viewers and like 15 subscribers per short. Now nobody watches that crap. Missy Twitch, she's done excellent work. I was on a Zoom call with Missy this afternoon with Prado. We were getting the army together, like trying to just put our hats in the, and just try and voice our concerns and figure out ways that we can change this and just look at the numbers. Cause I really want to be in a room with people smarter than me. And Missy's Twitch is way smarter. For those of you who don't know, this is Starbucks. She's way smarter than I am when it comes to this stuff. So she says, looking good all. I expect Brian Legend is listening. A large portion of YouTube influencers are using their voice. It's not random fudders. A whole community listening / watching. Find a balance between light and dark. Be a shadow Jedi. I'm just trying to spread a positive narrative and kind of speak in a positive light that like, it's not 100% negative. It's not done yet. Yeah, what the team did doesn't look good, but they could throw up a calculator tomorrow and blow our socks off. Oh, sorry, I said the sock word. We're over the sock thing now. But yeah, I'm just hoping that whatever we get, I'm just hoping the team's listening, which I know they are. If Brian's listening and wants to comment, dude, I like the job you're doing. I like some of the changes you're making. This one angered a lot of people, and it's not good right now sentiment-wise. And I'm not dissing TCL. I'm not. He has every right to be mad because he got people who bought nodes off of him. Not bought nodes, but bought in with him, partnered in with his node because of the expectations that were set forth on old parameters. So I get where they're coming. I just approach things in a different style. I don't like being so negative all the time. And it's nothing against them. If you're mad, you have every right to portray your anger the way you want. I just am not going to be there bashing or putting something out there where right now, what I want people to know is don't sell nodes. Don't say I'm not running my light nodes. Don't stop setting up your stuff because you see these numbers, because that's one thing that is the biggest issue I have when we're constantly negative is everybody goes, oh, I'm selling my stuff. This is stupid. We're not going to make money. The thing is, I have no clue what the team is going to bring tomorrow. So I can give my opinions. I can say I'm not happy with it. That doesn't mean crap. Okay. The biggest thing that means anything is what the team does, what the final numbers are. And if they make them better, which I assume they will, because if they don't, the negativity ain't going away anytime soon. I can tell you, because now Prado has seen the numbers and he's not happy. Others have seen the numbers. They're not happy. Okay. Not everybody's going to approach it like I do positively. And let's take a step back. Let's wait for final information. People aren't built like me. Not everybody's built like me. Some people, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And they voice their frustrations. So I get it. Something needs to be done. I'm just saying, do not make any rash decisions, because let's say Brian comes, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the next day, maybe a week from now, he comes by and he goes, we changed the tax structure and this is where nodes are getting the revenue now. And you made a rash decision to sell your node because you heard a lot of negativity. I don't want to be the cause of somebody selling their node or just saying, I'm not going to set it up because I heard them say this. I just want people to look at it, know that it's not the greatest situation now. It's not the worst thing in the world ever. It's like you're making extra money. So I don't want to sound like, I'm blessed with my node. So it's tough for me. I'm not like happy with where it is, but I'm not going to diss it till it's 100% final.
No node holder in this protocol should be even considering selling their node, period. Number one, it's rebased what you put into it. And you could take that out on mainnet launch. So there's what do you have to complain about if you're getting your money back for what you put into it? So that's number one. Number two, the blockchain can't run without us, and they're going to do whatever they have to do to make sure it's going to work correctly. So I believe the same way Greek believes that there's going to be an adjustment made where everybody's content with what's going on with the blockchain.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. And when has Brian Legend ever not come out with something that was positive after negative sentiment was around?
Yeah. And
time
I
after
think,
time.
yeah, I think when he takes a step back, because it's just not something that you just say, oh my God, they're complaining, let me just fix it on a whim. You got to take a step back. You got to have team meetings. They got to reconfigure themselves, and they got to be like, okay, what can we do? What can we do here? I'm sure when they do it, I'm sure there's going to be a solution. I'm sure the team is going to take care of us. So I don't want anybody making rash decisions.
I think
Hank Tester
just they're more discouraged from what they thought that they were going to be getting to what it is now, because the profits that the nodes were going to be making prior to this were so much more than what they're at right now. So a lot of people are they were looking forward to quitting their third job that they have, because a lot of us out here have 3 jobs, including myself, so
that is true. A lot of people were looking, and it wasn't even like we weren't talking about volume figures that are unattainable. We're talking about 100 million in a blockchain, and that's not crazy numbers to hit, and you're making $650 a day. And then now, who knows what 100 million in volume is going to bring, because you don't know how many transactions and I have no clue. I can't even tell you. I mean, what is that going to be? You could have seriously 1 million transactions for 100 million in volume, and that would equal $93 that day. Now, still great money when it's compounded, but you can see when you see numbers, and this is where I feel for people, is the fact that some people purchased aftermarket nodes, spending 50, 60K with a calculator that was still up there. So that's the part where I'm like, yeah, the calculator was up there. Probably shouldn't have been up there if those numbers weren't correct. Now, was that malice on the team? I don't think so. I don't think so one bit. I think the team just totally had so much other stuff. Things were constantly changing. They rebranded, and that was just left up there. And we have just talking in the house. What's up, Leon?
Guys? Great to see you, Fowler. That's the first time I've seen your face.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Chilling. Just listening to you guys talk about the nodes and how y'all are kind of just disappointed a little bit about what's going on with everything. So I feel y'all pain. Even though I'm not a node holder, I do believe that there should be some sort of incentive where they're changing the gas fee, like you were saying, Greek, about maybe that 1% do 0.3% or something for node holders, both full and light, and that could definitely make a big difference.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be that. It just has to be a subset of the subset. And I spoke with Lead about this, and it's not even a big amount. Like, we're talking 40, 50K spread around 500 node. Yeah. Just something you can make it happen. It's not. Now, I don't know what can be done, but Hank Tester says he bought something off the site last week. Hopefully when you get it, you love it. NR has a good idea for a shirt. Hopefully one day we're laughing at these shirts, and it's just something that we use as like a laughing thing. Greek, we need the if you don't node, now you node shirt in the merch store. Well, NR, when you get on your computer later, go on, because obviously you're my partner in crime. You can just make the shirt, and I'm sure somebody will order it. VulcanMerchStore.com. Go check it out. Okay, I'm tired of plugging it. Okay. Safuu Warrior, I did see DP this morning. I was on a call with DP prior to that, and unfortunately, it's not better. The reason we were saying it's better is because we were factoring everybody just goes to volume, 1 million in volume, and you don't view it as transactions. So how much monetary volume is that when you take 1 million transactions? So that's the problem. We were all looking at 1 million volume. Yeah, okay, we'll hit that. Boom. Oh yeah, it goes up. But wow, we hit 100 million, $9,300. That's 100 million transactions, not 100 million volume. So that's different. And then when you factor that in, then people are looking at, you have a blockchain that's scaling up too. So at first, even at 10 million in volume, you were getting $65. So people can be like, oh yeah, we're scaling up 10, 20 million. I'm making $130 a day. Wow, this is great. Even at bad numbers for blockchains, we were like looking at them going, oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. I don't need my job. If we just do 50 million in volume, I'm making just as much as my job, in a day. Some people were saying that. So that's the difference. And now it's like, it's kind of the shock. So at first you get shocked. So that's why you're seeing a bunch of emotion come out, because, we were here and now you're here. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to stay level headed and be like, the team hasn't finalized anything. There's things that can be done. Nothing's set in stone. Nothing's running yet. So that's just the way I want to attack it.
Now, that's a good way to see it, Greek, because that's what I've been saying in my videos too. Like, hey, right now is the time for them to make all the adjustments they need to make. So for them to hear us out now about the nodes and the light nodes, they're definitely going to have to take this into consideration and rework all the numbers again and make sure that it's going to benefit the node holders. Because at the end of the day, the node holders are the one who's going to be running the blockchain, and we need you guys to run it, because without you guys, we're not going to make anything. So definitely. And then in another way, I kind of think maybe he did this like a chess move. Like maybe he wanted to throw this out there so we can talk about it. Because
in a way, he didn't throw this out there. Okay. Yeah. The calculator's been removed. So he never threw it out there. It was Lead asking the question of the tax pools, because he was just wondering, because he hasn't seen anything on these tax pools. And when Lead got this, when they found out they were removed, then Lead started going out and being like, and he came to me and probably, he goes, there's no way we hit these numbers unless you have that tax pool. And for me, I'm like, okay, what do you mean? So gas alone, I knew it was always gas. So I kept telling Lead, I'm like, it's always gas. It's always been gas. It says it in the white paper. But inside, I'd never even realized that we couldn't hit those numbers. As I said, I was never even looking at it that deeply. I'm not been a node holder on a blockchain before. I'm looking, he's looking at it and he goes, yeah, we're not going to be able to hit those numbers. And I go, oh, okay, maybe if we hit 25, 30% of them, which is, I was always okay with, I'm like, at least I'm gaining something. So I'm trying to positive spin. But then I'm like, now in this question, this is why people are really starting to get unnerved, is because you see 83 per day per million volume. Yeah. Now that's great. To you, that sounds great, but that's a million transactions. It's not a million volume, because if it was a million volume, like this would be so easy and we'd all be making money hand over fist. We'd be so happy. If it was $83 per day per million volume and a node holder complained, I'd give every person the right to slap them in the face. Because,
but this is transaction.
We are gonna do 20, 30 times this a day in terms of monetary volume, okay, and in very short order. The problem is it's about transactional volume, and transactional volume is different than monetary volume. So that's where the difference comes. How many monetary volume does it take to hit 1 million in transactions? Nobody knows that number, And from what I was told, Binance does somewhere about 4 million transactions a day on a good day. That's what I've been told. I have not looked at those numbers, but that's what I've heard. If that's the case, then you're looking at let's say we do grow to the size of Binance, and that's essentially $360 a node could make if you're doing that's a lot less than what people. So I get where the anger is coming from. I do get it.
And then with Binance, they have a lot of projects on their platform, so that's why you can see that 1 million transaction volume and everything. So just like Crypto Pride was saying in the chat earlier, we need those projects in here in order to scale it to those type of transactions.
Yeah. And the reason why people haven't heard from me up until now, I chose not to do a video today because I wanted to educate myself on exactly what it takes to get these numbers, understand the numbers, because there's a lot smarter people than me. I will admit, I don't do anything by myself. I just don't go here by myself. I have a team of people that I converse with, and I'm like, okay, let me understand what this is. At first, I thought the same thing. This is better. This is just because it's worse doesn't mean it's terrible. Okay. Yeah. It's just different. There's a difference there. what people were expecting versus what they got. Now, if we were sold something, that calculator did sell those big numbers. People were buying nodes on those big numbers. So I get people's frustration. They have every right to be frustrated. You know, I'd like to hear Hendrick's opinion on this because Hendrick's a node holder.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Well, can you guys hear me?
Of course, we can hear you.
My honest opinion, the one of the things I don't like is there's a few, but I mean we have to just, man up and take it and then just go through the process. But one of the things that I don't like is just, if the taxes are different, and you let us know, okay, yeah, we're not gonna be earning the same amount we thought we were gonna be getting, then at least give us the numbers right away so we know what we're like right now we don't know anything. At least if we already know that taxes are not included, we are based on gas fees, but at least the team should have told us or let us know we're not paying you this, and that, but this is what's gonna happen. So right now we're just like in limbo, like we don't. So it is a lot more stressful, at least to me, not knowing the exact number. Even if I'm getting a lot less, if I know what I'm getting, then I make a plan. I'll have a plan. But right now
like
we
that you
don't
say
know
that.
anything. Like at least you said, okay, you're not getting taxes, but you're getting this. But don't just tell me you're not getting taxes and that's it. Okay, so what am I getting? You know what I mean? That right now that's my only frustration. But I mean, I'm a note holder. I know and I believe and I trust that Brian will do something like he has always done to make his community happy, his node holder. Because if you're holding a light node, with the numbers I've been seeing lately, I wouldn't even pay for a BPS to run it. Like I was just okay. Go ahead, blockchain, do what you can do without me.
Now that's where the mental part of me came in, and I'm like, there's no way that they would ever keep the numbers in a way where that would be possible.
Exactly. So that's why I
so-
really believe I know that they'll do. They have something in plan already. They just haven't announced it, or they're working on it.
Now, my thing is maybe they, like I said, this was taken offline. None of this would have come about had those questions not been asked. But it's a good thing it kind of came about because once again, I can obviously say that's one of the things that I will be critical of the team is that thing was left up there. Okay. Giving wrong numbers. How long did they know, or was it just oversight? Whatever it is, it was left up there. People have been selling, buying nodes. A lot of people have been paying crazy amounts for light nodes. We're talking crazy amounts, like almost to a point where I'm like
dollars.
I sold my light nodes, and I once this news came out, I feel bad like for some of the prices I sold them. Like I'm like, oh shit, now like how am I supposed to feel about somebody that I'm selling them to so they can make some money? And at the moment I needed the cash, whatever. But now I'm like, man, no. But I know things will change. I hope so.
Tales from a G says no change is going to come just about node. We can't just change things because of nodes. It's called business. Now I get some people have that mindset, and I respect that too. Like, it's kind of, it is what it is. You got to live with the situation.
Do something because, like he was just saying, the light node holders, we can't function without them. And if it's not profitable for the light node holders,
That's right. And once again, we don't know what the setup's going to be for the light nodes. There's been talks about a way cheaper. We've been docking online where it's like cheap, but once again, there's so much information.
I believe strongly that something's going to change. I'm not saying that they're going to give the node holders a specific amount of anything, or they're going to adjust the tokenomics just for node holders. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do, but I'm pretty confident and sure that they're going to do something, because the way that it is now, the sentiment, the community, and the node, like you said, some node holders are like, what the flip? I'm not even going to, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. And running your light node is going to not be cost efficient to you. They're not going to run them. Mm-hmm. Who's going to run a node on Contabo or Azure or AWS when it's costing them more money to run the node than what the node is making them? That doesn't make sense. So sometimes they've done things that doesn't make sense with safuu in the past, but they fixed. So
I anticipate that's going like that, because I'm worried about having a stable network and getting light nodes up with the pricing as it is. Full nodes, people are still going to run them. The problem is when sentiment's bad, it's not good for the project. And I know people, you got a lot of angry people. I'm looking at it from, always the glass half full perspective. Like, okay, I still got this. But, not everybody does that. And I'm not saying they're wrong. Okay. I just wanted to be known. Now, Clive was like, I bet if the team of 4 offers node buyback, no node holder will take the offer. I'm not selling my node. No. I wouldn't take the offer. I'm just saying I can be disappointed and still be appreciative of the thing at the same time. Or I guess I can. I
feel that way.
Like, and I'm not truly 100% angry. It's just, it's bad for sentiment. It's bad for the community. When I get questioned 100, and everybody wants to know the question I'm getting asked a lot today, because my DMs are always open. You guys can feel free to DM me. I will never DM you first. I just want you all to know that. If you DM me and you ask me a question, I'm going to try and find the answer. Everybody keeps asking, so what's the node profits looking like? And the same answer, I have no clue. I just know $93 per million in transactional volume, in transaction volume. That's the number of transactions. How much monetary volume does it take, and how easily is that going to be done? When you look at a blockchain like BSC and they're doing 4 million transactions a day, how long is it going to take to us to scale to 1 million? And is that even feasible to do? So there's a lot of things that I don't know. There's a lot of information we don't know. There's a lot of factors we don't know. So it's like I'm speculating on speculation to even throw out numbers on what nodes can earn. All I know is if we do a million transactions a day, we're making $34,000 a year. For me, that's still a good number. I'm not going to be pissed off making $34,000 a year to just run a computer software in the cloud. For me, that's not bad. Okay. But I'm not everybody. Some people, and I can't even blame other people, because they looked at a calculator that had numbers that were crazier than that for like 50 million in volume. We were earning over $300 a day. So now I know something's going to be done, because if it stays this negative and they release its final, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of negativity towards it.
Okay. Quick question, Greek. How much have you done the math on how much 33 million the treasury rebases with the 44% daily?
What do you want? Notes?
No, the treasury holdings, the 33 million that they will hold daily, how much are they going to be rebasing?
That's a good question.
Because I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but if you can do it right quick for me, because I'm thinking,
just kill some time talking.
Yeah. While you do that, what I've been thinking, I haven't done the math or anything. We don't know the numbers. Maybe they come up with something, but let's say we don't know anything, and right now, out of what we know, which is nothing, based on that, let's say that 1% the treasury is getting tax transaction. Let's say they, reduce it, or they just give it to node holders. I want to know if what they are rebasing every day, it's enough plus what they already have.
They're rebasing 39,600 vol a day.
And based on numbers, if we hit what was that number again? 39,000.
39,600 vol times $9. Let's assume that's $350,000 a day.
Okay,
That's growing.
but let's say we hit that $2 million volume based on Dio's number. If we hit $2 million volume, our Vulcan coin will hit $20. So let's say that 39,000 multiplied by 20, that would be $792,000 daily. They don't even know, they don't need that 1%. I mean, my opinion, they may, I mean, maybe they do need it. I don't know what kind of numbers they have, what their plan is. I'm just looking at it, my point of view. So maybe they can work something out with the no holders, because I was also thinking about what Crypto Lead was saying. Who would want to pay that much? I don't know how much. I mean, I was looking at people saying 39 times more than. I don't think that would be true. I don't think that would happen, but hopefully not. But there's a lot of stuff going on that we need answers, honestly.
Yeah. And of course, we could all be looking at this calculator 100% wrong. I don't think that's the case,
Yeah.
as we have multiple minds on it. And if you're all seeing something the same way, I mean, at first we were kind of looking at it different, and now we changed. So we could be looking at it wrong. And if that's the case, then I'll gladly say I looked at the calculator wrong, and I'll be the first to admit I looked at it wrong. But I don't think we are. And some are saying, well, Brian should come out like he did and say team is looking at it, see what can be done. I'm thinking the team is working on a lot of things right now. Not to put excuses.
Yeah.
He did come out yesterday. I think he thought that by giving us that was going to calm people, but
they're overloaded, man. They got a lot going on.
So it might take some time. I don't know how long it's going to take him. I can't even, but I just anticipate something's going to be said, something's going to be done. Now, if nothing's done, that's not good for the blockchain, because there's a lot of negative sentiment. And I just know that when you're going into a blockchain, you want to have positivity, people going, oh yeah, I want to buy Greek's merch, I want to rep it. Like nobody's going to be like, oh, I want to rep Vulcan, but yeah, don't worry, they just 70% less on my nodes. It's a negative thing, regardless of if you're still making it. Some people can't always just see the positives and everything. Everybody's situation's different. Some people were overextended. Some people are like, if I can just scrimp up for a node and look at what this calculator is saying and I can make that money, oh my God, I'm going to make it. I don't care if I'm going to be eating ramen noodles for 3 months. Because some people are like that. Some people will sacrifice and they'll do what it takes. And you know what? Those are the people that make it in this world. The people that are like, oh, if I have to live on the street or live in my car for 4 months to make it happen, because I see potential here and this was paying this, and they played with a little slider. So everybody's situation's different. Now
I did kind of something similar to that. So it's
that's why
hard,
it's tough.
man.
So for me, if it was paying $100 a day, that would be okay enough for me. But what's okay for me is not okay for Joe Schmo on the side, is okay for Paul, is okay for, I'm just throwing out names here. I'm just making up stuff, so I can't really, so it's tough for me as a person to be like, well, okay, that works for me. That's good. And just think about me. I'm in this for everybody. And when I see sentiment bad, and it's just it's not good for a protocol. It's not good. You want people going out there being like, Vulcan's the greatest thing ever, tweeting like crazy. I'm still going to do that stuff because I believe in what the blockchain can bring on the outside. And I'm actually just thankful that I have a node as well. But still, for what was shown on the calculator to what was given is different. I just want it to be known for everybody that
I definitely think like the team, either Brian Legend or Plan B or someone needs to come out and address this issue like ASAP, just so everyone can have some sort of peace of mind to know that, hey, the light holders are getting some sort of incentive off of these light nodes. Because at the end of the day, without light nodes and food nodes, we all know nothing's going to happen. So they need to go ahead and just tell people what's their plan, what are they going to do to break down these charts so people know the actual, somewhat close to the actual price of how much they could be making
And that's what makes things worse, is the fact that we have nothing, no way of like a slider's very easy. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, you could tell us basic, but it doesn't tell me anything, like,
Riley.
because there's still other factors. Riley says, Leon, stop fudding.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's the second time he's been doing this to me. Hey,
I was gonna say Leon can't FUD. I don't even think Leon can get angry. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And just so everybody knows, we know it's a joke. Riley's joking. He says jokes, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to be. We understand the nodes are a negative thing, but we did get the blessing of like just 3 days ago. Like we got a blessing upon a blessing upon a blessing by getting rid of that intro APY. If whether people know it or not, I think. That change, people are not good with change to begin with, and then they find out, oh my God, my nodes aren't paying. So there's a lot of pent up anger, but that change allows for prices we've never seen before to come into existence.
Yeah, that like I try to see it as as positive as I can. Like for example, I know all this it's stressful and all, it's crazy. But I think about the 1% flex. That's one thing. Like my node already rebased, and it's still rebasing until the 20th. That rebasing that I got, I might use it for, I might take advantage of it. I'm not gonna sell my whole bag. Never. I'm not dumping. I'm selling a percentage of it, but I'm gonna have enough money to at least make out of the regular rebase, the fixed rebase, make some Vulcan, and to get 1% from the flex. I know a lot of people don't want node holders to get that 1%, but if as a node holder I have to move my holding to another bag and claim it, man, I'm gonna claim it. So I gotta make money one way or another. So we have a lot of ways that we're still gonna make money, but not as much as we probably thought.
And I want people to know, when Hendrick talks about moving to another bag, the only reason he's doing that is for absolute safety of his node. He doesn't want his node interacting with the DF.
Yeah, exactly. So
you don't have to, but you're risking the biscuit.
Yeah.
So just letting people know.
Hey, Kryptonian.
Kryptonian says, Hendrick speaking true. Show me the floor so I know where I stand. Exactly. Right now, we can't even give a number on where the floor is. Like
speculation.
Yesterday was tough because we were hearing so many different things. I'm like, who to believe? And when I hear two different things, two different answers to things, my first thought is, and I said this yesterday to people, is take a step back and wait for more information. Well, today you get some more information because the one thing that I thought was the good side, that I thought was the good side, it's still not terrible. It's not horrible. I mean, we're not saying nodes aren't getting anything. So I want people to like be there, but it's not what we were promised. It wasn't what the slider, anywhere near close to the slider. And I get a lot of people are angry about it. So it's just one of those situations where we do need a calculator. We do need some finality. We need to know what the numbers are. We need to know how they're achievable, what the gas is going to be. Because right now we're just making guesstimates upon this. First of all, the team still needs to make announcements. We have one Skyway partner. They're not even building on our blockchain. They're the Apollo Launchpad, so they need to then launch their Apollo Launchpad to even launch on our blockchain projects, which that is coming, I think, this weekend. If I understand correctly, they're supposed to be launching the Apollo Launchpad. So at least we should start to hear stuff from that. We got the hackathon going on. This node stuff doesn't matter if you don't get any of those. I have a node on a blockchain with one project. You can buy and sell vol. It's not that I'm just, so there's still a lot that has to be done in terms of getting projects, getting partnerships. And I know the rebrand put probably a wrinkle in, because now you just hypothetically thinking about it. And I was thinking about this today. I'm like, you think once they rebranded, you'd be like, oh, they probably did this for partnerships, right? And then I'm like, you think they would have come out and had partnership lined up, like announcement day after day. And then I'm like, wait, just because one partner probably came to them and said, hey, it would probably be good. Probably a big exchange came to them. This isn't a move you take lightly. And now, it's doing the back end work, the finalization. But then you have to go to every single project that you were in talks with up until 3 weeks ago, was it what, 2 weeks ago, we were safuu X. You have to go to every project and now explain to them. We rebranded. And on top of that, we just switched our tax structure again. And on top of that, now we're
We
launching this date.
re-noted.
Yeah.
See, so there's also
Nodes
now
look at
when I
this.
start thinking about it, I'm like, it makes sense why projects aren't being delivered yet. So
Mhm.
much change. You can't just go, okay, projects, here it is, here it is, here. Oh, by the way, now it's this. Now we're Vulcan here. Oh, and
Mhm.
And we moved the date.
Yeah.
so the
Tokenomics
date was
different?
needed to
Yeah.
the date was needed to move because January 20th would have been a sell fest.
Yeah, with the
Um,
time we had, no announcement, no projects, no nothing. We didn't
And the
know
re-
about anything.
reason I sell is who's gonna, like, if we come March 1st and we have 2 projects announced, it's going to be a sell fest. I'm just gonna say that, like, and I can confidently say that, like, a bunch of people are like, I got to get my capital out, and I wouldn't blame them. So that's why this delay is a good thing. Get your ducks in a row. But and I think through all these changes, through all this stuff, they left a node calculator up there, and they never even I'm just gonna take it. They totally forgot about the thing because all the tax changed from 10% down to 5%. That thing was left up. So I can tell now that is a bad, and they never put a new one up. And now they're busy doing a lot of things, and I'm sure we're going to get official numbers. We're going to get a new calculator put up. We're going to get some stuff. It will be good to hear from the team.
I think it's good for the blockchain, good for us, and for the projects building on Vulcan blockchain, for the team to have, a way of, well, I think they'll probably communicate it when they release the projects, how many projects, and each of one of those projects to have their Discord announced on Vulcan Discord so we can look into those projects, and maybe we would want to invest, and then we all even more bullish about Vulcan, and that's a way to spread the word, like, oh, hey, I like this project, so gonna be this and that, and it's a lot of things we need to know, because that's a lot better for us, for them, for everyone.
And for light nodes, I don't know if I said it earlier. Maybe I said it wrong. It's Docker, the service they're thinking about using. So it'd be kind of like a easier version. I don't know how it works. I'm not smart with that stuff. Okay. Yeah. I managed to set up my node on my own somehow.
Yeah, because the projects building on the blockchain, they need to build their own community too.
Yeah.
Like they gotta have that. Hey, Biz, no, this is called Brugal. Biz is asking what I'm drinking.
Do you know what's crazy? I don't drink that often, but last night I had a beer. So
yeah,
it's just all this. It's always something.
What kind?
My
Corona?
beer of choice is Corona. So,
oh yeah, I love Corona.
So Confirmant puts it good. Without a strong node base, you do not have a strong blockchain. They wanted 500 full nodes because they need them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you got 70% of those nodes that are pissed off because of the changes, that's not a good thing.
Nope.
Especially
the light nodes getting pissed off. Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I'm not pissed off. I was just a bit upset, but now I'm not even upset or pissed or anything. I'm just lost. And that's where I don't like to be. I like to know where I stand. Either if it's negative or whatever, if I'm making 1 cent a day, then I be like, okay, 1 cent a day, I need 20 years to make $100. Then I'm gonna do something with $100. So that's what I like to do. I don't like to be lost. That's my only concern right now.
If it's 1 cent a day,
I'm just saying.
Pay for the VPN. Let's see.
Yeah. So Rav wants to run
it not even in my home computer. I will run it.
Yeah, Rav
But-
wants to run his lights, but he's not going to run them as a charity. And I don't agree anybody should run them as a charity. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, nobody wants to pay to have their light nodes contributing to the network.
Riley.
Especially me, since
Right.
I'm not even getting revenue from my own light nodes. For me, like, this is one thing that I can honestly say, because I'm giving this revenue. I gave 4 light nodes away to my nieces and nephews and my godchildren. I have 2 godchildren. I have two nephews. I don't have any nieces. Who am I getting? But so I gave them each a light node. I'm like, whatever they make, I gave them all the rebases, and I'm like, oh, cool. This might be, if the blockchain's successful in 5 years, they could have enough money to pay for a year of college.
and all that, yeah.
So that was my thought, and I'm like, well, if it's cost, first of all, it was always costing me money anyways, because I'm running it and then giving them all the proceeds. So actually, it was always costing me money, but at least my full loan was eating into that. So I just attributed that to my full. So it didn't bother me. But now, if the nodes aren't even making, that's a problem,
Okay, and talking about nodes, now I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, the test net page where you see your node running is not loading. Is that something new, or they changed
That I heard today, multiple people have pointed that out, and I
just
don't
looked at
know
it.
because I'm not part of the 22 are part of the calls, right? Are you part of the calls?
Yeah, I am on I'm the first 22, you mean, right?
Yeah, so you should
Yeah,
know
I am.
information prior to us. I think it
Let's
just has to
see.
do with language stuff. Maybe they're pulling it down, getting ready to switch it over to, because it still has safuu X. So
Yeah,
that's been part of the
there's
issue.
no pin messages or no announcement.
Yeah, I haven't seen any messages either.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nathan B's there, if he can. Maybe it's just that they're just switching
they're just
over
probably
stuff.
switching, yeah.
Remember, it is a test net, so
Because I do, let's see, hold on, let me confirm, because I do see when I open my node on my VPS, it is running. So
okay, so
it is how you call that? Receiving.
yeah,
and-
it's
and-
sending.
and-
So it is.
sending, yeah, it is.
So it might just
there.
be a issue with the site not showing things and that,
Yeah.
because I saw some people, and of course we got the best detectives in the business in our Discord. When one thing stops running, Greek. Did
Yeah,
you
I
see
just
that?
noticed that. I just noticed
I get DMs all the time. Greek, did you notice that? I'm like, I just woke up, man. Did I notice it? I will notice it eventually. Samantha says, I agree, Greek, and that doesn't make you a fanboy. I mean, I am a fanboy, but I'm also critical. This was one thing that changed too much and didn't really need to change that much. It's like shocker. And it happened at the worst time in terms of things have already happened with nodes,
Super chat.
Oh, super chat.
Yeah.
See, the good thing I got you guys. Can't even keep up.
Is that
Where the
Kelly?
heck is this thing? Oh. Kelly Productions. Didn't Brian set the record straight on Dad's Live earlier? 1 million value makes $30K a year, and et cetera, et cetera. Didn't something change again since this morning? This goes back to 1 million in volume is not 1 million monetary value. So it's 1 million transactional volume. So it's the amount of transactions. How long it takes, what's the volume amount it takes to get 1 million transactions? I don't know that amount. Could that be 250,000?
That when I'm sorry to interrupt, when Daniel and TCO were doing their calculations, they looked into BSC transaction. They had a 400 and probably 40 million volume today or yesterday, but they were looking at it today, and those 40 million plus volume had 2,400,000 and something transaction.
That's that's the number we need. And that's the thing you can't, because it could change daily. Like 2,400,000 transactions might not always get you 500,000. It could be 1 billion in volume that day with that amount of transactions. That can change.
Yeah.
That is what's so earlier we were all, when they're doing their stuff and they're looking at, 1 million in volume. Oh, of course we'll hit that. That's amazing. Yeah. And then when you take a step back, you're like, wait, that's 1 million transactions. That could be 250,000 in 250 million in volume, monetary volume, and you'd be like, oh, that's hard to get for a blockchain and scaling up. And then you're looking at now a node making, who knows, 30, 40 bucks, $7, $8 some days. If you don't get, what if you get 400,000 in volume? That's where it gets scary. Where before it's like, even at $1 million, you're like, okay, making $6.50 a day at $1 million. You're most likely going to be, if you're at $1 million, I'm just saying this, if you're at $1 million or less in volume on a blockchain, you're probably not successful. So, because they're all doing pretty good volumes. So, and the thing is, as we look for more into this information, that's where the things are changing. So it's changing by hour. So like today, I swear I went through all emotions in one day. Okay, I need more information too. Okay, I talk with people, $1 million in volume, boom. And then, oh, wow, this is great. And then, oh, that's $1 million. Oh, and then now it's like kind of, I need more information again. I need something. Who did you say is in the comment?
Nathan B.
What do you say? What do you say?
I seen it scroll by 2 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh.
Heard from Prabhu today. He's the blockchain guy. Some new changes constantly bringing the app down. It will be back online soon. So it is running. Just the app's not running. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I just now looked at the BSC daily transaction volume on Google. They make about 2.7 million transactions a day. Yeah.
So, do we know how many holders up to now? Like right now, do we have for the Vulcan coin? Like, people who sacrificed and all that. We don't have a specific amount. We should have that number. We probably haven't looked it up, but
for what? Yeah, sorry.
For holders right now, Vulcan holders that once mainnet launches, how many will we have?
That's a good question. I don't know if they've ever given that number.
No, I think
if we know how many wallets do we have that sacrificed, right? Let's say we have 500,000, just throwing in a number, and let's suppose those 500,000, 100,000 forget to daily claim their 1% flex. So we have 400,000 transaction that would add up to that million that we need to get that much money.
That's true. It
would give us an idea besides the projects and the sexes and
because I have 3 wallets myself, so like I know people.
I have like 8 wallets, so I have
I know
from those.
And ours got like 11 wallets. So if we want to claim every day, if they want to claim every day, that's 11 different wallets claiming. So I get so there could be
up.
And everybody put their node in different wallets. I got lights in different wallets. I got my main bag in a different wallet. So a lot of people did that. They set themselves up. So I could see this, with the claiming every day, at least having 100,000 people trying to claim. So that's 100,000 transactions right there, just trying to claim the button.
Oh man, Riley always. Freeman, what's up, man? For 8 different girls. Remember, I have 4 kids, 4 different baby moms.
Riley a trip, man.
Yeah, this guy.
That guy.
So Confirmant, I'm trying to see what 1 million transactions and about $160,000 on the 16-cent gas fee.
Wait, $1 million transactions.
Does he continue it? That's okay. That's 400,000 just about at 16 cents a transaction. If it's 2.5 million transactions. Okay, so he's talking. Is that Binance?
Binance.
I'm guessing Binance. Yep. Yeah.
So our gas fee won't be that high then.
I mean, if I did my figures correct, and I could be 100% wrong, like I said earlier in the show, for $93.31 per 100 million in transactions. I know with this comment on the screen, that would be $47K you need to pay out people that 93.31 the full notes. If you divide that by 1 million, that's 4.7 cents a transaction. That's like just what it would need to be in gas fees to be able to cover that. So that's not a whole lot when you think about it. Now, if that's the right way of looking at it, it probably isn't, because there's got to be some sophisticated math equation probably for it. And okay, because he super chatted, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Greek yogurt coin. I want yogurt. Give me yogurt. Make me your yogurt. Well, Barry just
That's
changed them.
something personal.
Just changed them. Yeah, he always comes to me and goes, "When Greek yogurt?" And then he made me make a Greek yogurt merch, and he never even bought it. He never even bought the full merch.
No, I think he wants your yogurt, bro.
But speaking of merch, we got the Vulcan merch store where you can get your Vulcan gear and spread your joy for everyone. And no, I don't have a Greek yogurt shirt on there. I'm not putting that stuff on there. We're gonna maybe make a Node shirt. I don't know. Now you Node. Who knows? But yeah, go check it out.
I'll buy the Node shirt if things change.
Super
I already
chat.
bought the Node. I don't
Greek Sam
want
wants
the
your
shirt
Greek yogurt. What the
if
hell?
I'm losing on the Node.
We want Confirmant coin too. Yeah, bro, he asked me when Confirmant coin. And he said, I will buy yogurt shirt. Sure. Chris Saucer, there are around 30,000 real wallets and over 100,000 airdrop wallets at the start. Yeah, that's probably
Okay.
true. And on those 30,000 that sacrifice, now we need a number of sacrifice wallets. I'm sure the team could get us that number.
Yeah.
Probably around
because
50 grand, 50K people, 55K, 75 shops.
That's probably a good number, actually, now that I think of it. Thank you, Chris, for that 30,000. Yeah. But if this happens on the blockchain and people have just dust sitting in their wallets, those are people that aren't claiming daily. Well, I guess they're not going to be making much. Like if you got dust, you're not really, what are you going to make a cent? So it's not even.
Yeah, you're just paying for it with the fees.
People want the Oompa Loompa coin. I love that.
What's the Oompa Loompa coin?
Compton always calls
last
TCL. Compton always calls TCL an Oompa Loompa. So it's like kind of a running joke between them. I just always laugh. We always
I saw
just
that
say
last night on the live. I was like, Oompa, what Oompa Loompa?
Yeah, I was asking myself the same thing.
I was
like, maybe that's a new on chain, the clown guy new coin or something. That's what I thought.
Any of you guys in Kiwi token?
Yeah.
I was trying to do some research, but I've been busy. I have no babysitter, so
I had a bunch of Kiwi token, and then I tried to play games on the Kiwi Discord, and I lost all my Kiwi tokens in his games. And then I'm like, well,
you can actually play with Kiwi tokens.
Yeah, he's got a lot of games. But the problem was when I played the games, Kiwi token was worth like next to nothing. He basically gave me the Kiwi token. He did a giveaway in his Discord. I don't want to say he gave it away to me. He did give it away to me, but I won. There was like 10 people in the giveaway, and I happened to win. So then he gave me 1,600 Kiwi coins, and it was 200 to play Deal or No Deal. And I'm like, 200 a game, let's go. I was like, I was a degenerate.
Worth now?
Those would be worth like $220. Yeah, that would be $220 worth of Kiwi token. But at the time, well, maybe not. It's maybe a little less. But at the time, it was worth $5 worth of Kiwi token. So I'm like, let me play my games. I was such a degen at work, and Kiwi was just laughing at me. And then,
oh my God.
And then I'm like, okay. So now I finally bought more Kiwi tokens. So I actually have it. And I'm like, Kiwi, I ain't playing none of your games unless you give them to me for free. Because I ain't wasting my Kiwi token on your ass anymore. But then we also got the Cavs token.
Calls for the Cavs.
Yeah. So both are out there for people. Check them out. Do your own research before you buy. But just know, if you buy Kiwi token, there are those fun games that eat up your Kiwi.
I'm planning to also sacrifice some Ethereum for more Vulcan. I have 9 more days, probably 8 more days to rebase. I'll rebase until the 20th.
I told my dad about it. He's got 6 Ethereum, and I told him, but he's like, I don't know. But then
he should.
He should. And just last week when we were on vacation, I finally got him to transfer it out of an exchange. So I did make one positive step. So it's now in my cold wallet. In a wallet is Ethereum. I had him create a wallet, and I'm like, okay, get it off the damn exchange. You're not keeping on an exchange. I go, do you know what happened to FTX?
Keep it.
Right.
That will never happen to Coinbase. I go, I don't know. You know, and people, I'm just saying, not your keys, not your crypto. Be safe out there. So,
So
I finally got my dad off the exchange.
if we buy it from the Ethereum wallet, it's gonna be in the Ethereum chain,
network.
right?
Yeah, it's going to be
So
on the
we'll have
Ethereum
to
chain,
get
and it's
the-
going to. So when you sacrifice, it's going to tie it to that wallet address. The wallet address is the same, so it's just
Yeah,
going to kick it back to that wallet address.
but you can, let's say you sacrificed your safuu from your regular wallet that you normally use. All you gotta do is add the Ethereum
Network.
chain, the Ethereum network into your wallet, and will be the same wallet address. So you'll get it there regardless. That's what I plan on doing.
Well, what my thing was, okay, let's say I purchased from Ethereum. I was kind of confused with this because if I purchase from my Ethereum wallet, I add the chain into my wallet, and then I had the BSC chain where it has my Vulcan coins.
But
Yeah.
you know that you can add the Ethereum network to your to your MetaMask, let's say.
Yeah.
To your MetaMask wallet. You just add it and it's the same wallet address.
It's the same wallet address, so it's all fine. It kicks it
So
back to the wallet address, and it will just go into the network it belongs to. So it will airdrop the tokens to that wallet address. You won't be able to find them on Ethereum. BSC. You'll have to add the network using using whatever the network is. They'll give us that at a later time. People ask that all the time.
Yeah, because I was kind of confused with that a little bit because I was like, wait, how am I going to put that into?
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
This confused a lot of people because when you set up your Keystone, it only gives you Ethereum on the Keystone wallet. So I always tell people once you put it into your MetaMask, your BSC network's already set up, and then it's the same wallet address, and you can just use it. And they're like, "Oh, that makes sense." So I'm sending it to this, and it's very nerve wracking because you're like, "I'm sending it to an address that says Ethereum."
Yeah.
You really gotta, And then once you make the transaction, you're like, "Oh, I get it now," and it's all good. So it's kind of Barry goes, "Send me your shirt with yogurt on it. $25 enough." Barry, it was the one that you said you really didn't like the design that you sent me with the Greek statue and says "when yogurt." I think I don't have that. That one's actually that one is on my old store. It's on my spread shop. I gotta get I took that address out. I gotta even find it. Click on some old videos of mine. It will say my spread shop, and it will have that shirt.
Only Barry.
I'm reading some of these comments now. It's actually changing the sentiment here. No, I want Samantha wants Greek shirt. Greek scent. Smell like the Greek, huh? We smell like feta cheese and ouzo. Yeah.
Love that.
This guy.
Oh, Barry. Vulcan socks. I'm a bad. I don't even know if I think we have them on the Vulcan merch store. I do have Vulcan socks. I think I do. I don't even know.
Base Entertainment has also socks. I don't know. I need to buy some merch. I'm gonna buy one of you each, like one from you, one from this, one from the other one, and support all of you.
Just know when you buy from the Greek, you support two people. Okay.
SO or NR and yourself.
Yeah, it's NR and me.
Okay.
And so he's the best business partner anybody can ask for. I'm the numbers guy. He's
nice photo. Those looks nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where did you get those from?
I have no freaking clue, bro. They just showed up to my house, man.
Yeah. So Poodles yesterday goes, Greek, did you send me socks? And I go, Poodles, I don't even know your address, bro. How can I send you socks? He's like, I don't know. Who knows your address?
I was like, oh shit.
Who knows your address that would send you socks? Who knows your address?
I gotta hit up Asa. Maybe he sent it to me. I don't know.
Maybe
I sold the store, and I was like, well, I don't know. Somebody sent me some socks.
Someone sent
Did you get Crypto Pride some keychain from Dubai or anything?
Yeah, he sent me that. I got that.
He probably the one sending you socks. Then he knows your address.
I paid $150 for that keychain.
Oh man. I got it for free.
I didn't even get mine yet.
And I got it to the Dominican Republic.
He was like, yo, my highest super chat tonight. I'm gonna send a safuu X keychain. I was like, you know what? Boom! I'm gonna send $50 just for he's a good brother, and I don't think anybody else is gonna be up in here sending no super chat. Bam! Someone sent $200 super chat.
All
I was
right,
like,
Legend. What do you want?
$100. I was up by like $5 because I had sent a little bit before. I don't know. I paid a lot of money for that keychain.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Legend wants more treats. And how do we get more treats? Vulcan's got to go to the moon, right? And they got to pay us node holders, right?
Yeah.
Make Legend happy.
I know
Legend.
someone in the comment was talking about they wanted to know more about the light nodes. It was a while back.
What?
More information.
Okay, it's hard because I can't even give you information on the full nodes, so it's hard to like. Light nodes. Okay, so for light node holders, I just want it to be known because a lot of people are going to focus on the fulls. Just divide it by 100, and that's what the revenue is going to be. It's 1/100th. About it should be. So if that's the case, just do that, and you can kind of figure it out because it's very tough. We're trying to get numbers on even full nodes. It's kind of an area of unknown right now. Samantha is in love with the pug. Yeah, he occasionally he was been upstairs sleeping for the first hour, 50 minutes of the show, and then he wants to get in at the end when we're all happy.
He's like joining the action. He heard.
Do you know what? I know what it is. He loves socks. So when Poodles brought the socks out, he got excited. He loves like day worn on socks. He's a sick doggo.
Barry, it's like when I see Barry in the shot, it's like such a different person when I interact with him here, like in the live stream, man. He's just that crazy.
Barry's a weird guy. People ask me my opinions on him for like safuu counts, and I'm like, Barry's actually like very educated and like very professional when you talk to him in person. And I go, he has this online persona, and yes, he does cross the line. I will admit to that. Sometimes he does offend some of the ladies. I know if called out on it, he will apologize. He's not an asshole about it. But yes, Barry's Barry. His online persona is fun, but like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last number I gave you, Greek, on my rebased vol? Because I haven't checked it since the last time I told you, and I'm looking at
it was at 12,000 something.
Yeah, I'm at 14,356 now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Can you multiply that by 300? 1,000? 1,500? Yo, okay, wait, now
throw out Prado numbers. 1,500.
Calculator out.
Good. I like calculator.
So you have 14,000?
14 now.
Okay, so talking about your numbers, right?
Poodles is happy just at $9. He's happy.
He should, but maybe
Listen,
we don't know.
I've never not been happy with Vulcan. I'm just a little discouraged because all the node holders are discouraged. If my entire node holder community is discouraged, I can't just be like all happy and enjoy. Everyone else is discouraged. I'm discouraged too, but I'm discouraged for the right reasons.
Yeah, that's what me and Aris were talking about. He was saying the same thing you said. Like, I want you node holders to be happy, and we all happy. But talking about numbers, you guys noticed Brian? He said he tweeted, invest 500 in a year, make 1 million, right? So I was, doing some math. So if you invest 500, that would be 55 Vulcan at $9, right? For you to rebase for 1 year, you just don't touch it. You leave those 55 there. You'll come up with 80 Vulcan. For you to have 1 million with 80 Vulcan, each Vulcan need to cost 12,500. So is that what Brian was trying to say thinking? You never know.
I will throw a wrench in this. He said this 2 days prior to the changing the dynamics.
The
Android
tokenomics, yeah.
So yeah, with the old
He-
APY, you would have needed a price of $65, which was never going to be even possible for years to come. So I don't even know, unless this was like a buzz thing.
Yeah, Iris, right? Iris said it. We
It's-
did the math. We
it's
were on
tough.
the phone for like 2 hours trying to figure that out.
It's like it's not out of the realm. Yeah, you need crazy volumes, crazy projects. You
Crazy
need
burn.
crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can you
it's-
only imagine?
It's going to take years to get to that. I'm not even going to do Prado and say yes. It's going to.
But I mean, but Brian said a year. I mean, it's just saying, you know, obviously it's gonna take time.
Maybe the
You know
end
what?
of the year.
In Protonomics, anything is possible. Okay,
Yep.
with Protonomics, anything is possible.
Yep.
And yes, Mason, he said it 5 days before the change.
Yeah.
Yep.
So going
Greek
through
yogurt.
those numbers, I'm like, okay, 12,500. It's what price needs to be a year after you invest the $500 if you invest it on mainnet.
Now you might need a little bit more coins now.
Yeah. I was gonna make a short video of me eating Greek yogurt and be like, if you want Vulcan to succeed, eat Greek yogurt like the Greek or something. But then I'm like, nobody's gonna care about it because like it's only like an inside joke. Barry would probably be like, I'm watching it 1,000,000 times on every device. That would be Barry.
So in 8 days, my 14 should be at close to 15. I'm just trying to figure something out real quick.
What was that?
I know you were showing your phone, but we couldn't see anything. It was so bright.
I was trying to. If I'm at 14,000 vol right now, right?
Yeah.
In 8
Yeah.
days,
Yeah, you will. You're earning over 120 a day.
all right. So
At least minimum, because at 6,000 you're earning 96 a day. That's the magic mark for one per epoch. And remember, on the new blockchain, on the new tokenomics, 80,000 equals one per epoch.
80,000.
a lot of people are
One.
gonna also
Okay,
ask,
So
but
80,000 volt. 80,000 volt equals.
Okay, but 1,000 volt equals one each day, every
Yeah.
24 hour, right?
Yeah. And then it takes 80,000 to hit one per epoch.
Every 15. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So Kelly Productions, guys, what was the 46K signups Brian was talking about during his last AMA? Projects, grant program, or future projects? It's a good question. I don't really know what this is. Did I totally miss 46K signups? It could be between. Well, it can't be 46,000 signups is a lot, unless.
I don't remember this one on his AMA.
I really don't remember this. I normally watch it. I will have to watch it over
if you
again.
talk about grant programs, as in when he was talking about Kiwi, he said he would invest 25,000 if they have all the criteria met.
It could be stuff like that, but signups.
Yeah,
46,000 is a lot of signups for the hackathon. We were like 250 signups.
Yeah.
46, that would be a ton for that. Projects,
But
that's way too
Brian
many.
did mention a grants program. He did say something about that.
So you guys anybody can apply. If you got an idea and you want to make a difference and you want to build on the Vulcan blockchain, you can apply for a grant. And if they like your idea, then they throw money at you. I know Prado was the first one. He brags. He was the first person to throw his grant in there for his lotto idea.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did he get granted?
I don't know yet. I don't think they've. So Joe Flores obviously has been with us a long time because we talked about the Treasury wallet a long time ago, and now he's asking, is it in vol or dollars? That is in vol. 39,600 vol a day from the start. They are rebasing. Oh, now that was it. Yanni boy, thank you so much. So it was 46K entries in the Gleam giveaway for 25,000, not projects.
Oh.
So yeah, those are where you can earn entries. So like each person can earn like, I think it's like 15 entries, and then you can earn 2 each day by tweeting something every day. And I forgot 3 straight days.
Oh man, I have not tweeted once. What? So what do I need to tweet?
Yeah, I'm about to
See,
check
look
it
at
out
this.
right
Look
now.
at this. You go to the Medium article, and then you go to the Gleam page, and you do all the steps, and you earn entries.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that, but I thought the tweets were 2 entries per tweet every day, but that was like automatically.
You gotta,
No,
No.
you have to
manually
go.
click on
You
it.
have to go on every day.
Yeah, and it's gotta send out a tweet every day.
Oh,
You gotta put in
beautiful.
work, man. You can't
Yeah,
do it for
man.
So you're
Put
saying
some
I
fingers
gotta
in work.
click? This reminds me of the Dio quote that had me dying. I was at the bar with my uncle in Florida, and Dio said, "So you're saying I gotta click a button for some money?"
Right.
I was dying. I'm like, I'm sure there's gonna be somebody complaining that they have to do an action for some money.
Yeah, just think of yourself going to the
Oh,
lottery.
man.
But
You know.
I didn't even know I had to do that.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It's okay. It only takes one entry to win, as our Roxy. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have to hold the lot.
Oh,
You just have to be lucky.
nah,
And
I
everybody
want
better
more
be playing
entries.
this Mega Millions. We're up to 1.35 billion. You know,
Oh, I got a ticket.
I win the Mega Millions. I won't even care about the node. You know, I'll be like, find me Greek Island. So
Right.
Dallas, Texas asks, with the new sustainable APR, APY, it's good knowing vol won't dip below $1 after 5 to 6 months like safuu. Do you guys see vol holding at 30 plus after a few months, or am I living in La La Land? You are not living in La La Land. Dio has done with just starting at 200,000 transactional volume and ramping it up to 200 million. There is no J curve anymore. We don't have a J curve. It just goes up and to the right. Sustainable. And it acts like a normal chart. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. We got
What up?
he
Odie?
comes
guys.
2
What up,
hours
Odie?
into a live
Hey,
stream.
Odie.
Save the best for last, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey guys, what's
Odie's
up?
been in La La Land the last 4 days. Every time Odie goes on a vacation or leaves to go anywhere, all hell breaks loose with Vulcan.
Yeah.
And he comes back, and his first thoughts, guys, what the hell is going on? I missed 2 freaking days, and look what the hell. And this happens every single time. I'm like, Odie,
Yep.
what did I tell you? You always have to be in the
my
know every
God.
single minute of every day. You're not allowed to leave.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
And
Bad-
all the
bad-
crazy stuff happens when you leave, so you're not allowed to leave.
I know, right? Every time. But at least I qualified for regionals, so hey,
what's
you know, there's
up.
something good
Hey,
that came out.
congrats, bro. Congrats.
Yep, going to the
For
next
those of you who
level.
don't
in Ninja.
Odie went to a ninja competition and he qualified for the next level. He is a ninja warrior.
I'm still trying to find your remember last time we spoke about Ninja Warriors?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find those episodes you
Oh,
you were
I sent
in.
links to you on Telegram. I sent
I'm-
them to you.
Yeah, he sent it to me again. My daughter watches it all the time, and then
Man,
she tries
I
to
want-
imitate it. And then I'm just like,
Okay,
oh my god, you're gonna
You
break
gotta
your
send
neck.
it to me,
Oh,
Odie.
stop.
I
Sure,
didn't
I'd be glad.
see. I didn't see it. If you can, please.
Is that the
please
one where
send
you
them.
break your wrist?
Yeah, where he fell.
That
and-
was the first time I was on TV. I broke my wrist, my left ankle, broke my tailbone, and yeah, it was not good. But that wasn't my first time on the show. It was just
No,
first
No,
time.
yeah, he
No,
had
I'm just-
over. Leon, if you can, or whoever has it, you send them to me through
link?
yeah, so I can watch them.
poor
I want to
Odie.
show my wife the kind of people I'm hanging out with.
Make sure you hide me, so she's like, okay.
Well, not the way I wanted to be seen on TV. We'll just say 6.5 million people, according to TV Guide that week, saw me fall, and that was not fun. But
No,
you know, hey,
Hey,
I've had better. I've had
6.5
better.
million people saw you. Look
Man,
at the
you-
positives, sir.
You have, if you get those 6.5 million people do one transaction in Vulcan, we're good.
Yeah. All right.
Click the button.
One
Click
second,
button.
clean,
Put
and that's it.
Claim that shit.
Hell yeah, I'll wear
we're
the shirt if
good.
they cast me this season. So we'll see in about 4 weeks. Casting calls should go out, and Bobby and I will be like this, waiting.
Yeah,
So,
man, you gotta put
yeah.
a shirt on or something. Click
you-
here.
Yeah, do you know where you can get? I'm kidding. I can't do another plug.
QR code on a shirt for
What?
Vulcan.
Yeah.
Get your shirt at the VulcanMerchStore.com. And then,
Yeah, but I think he said that they don't allow him to wear
I'll see what I can do.
advertised clothing
Sorry.
while he's on the show.
Odie,
that?
can I make you a special shirt on the front? It will say Vulcan, do you know, blockchain, and it will say all the good stuff, and on the back it will say
Yeah.
VulcanMerchStore.com. So you're like plugging me too.
Hell
We've already
yeah.
tried this with him. He said that there's no advertisements on clothing while
Well, they're
Um,
technically that's true, Poodles, like what I had said before that you're saying, but they've made exceptions for people in the past. It's sort of, they just pick and choose what they're going to allow.
Yeah,
so.
just
We'll
Odie,
find
what
out.
do you think of this new green screen I got? You know,
Man, dude, you're styling. You're styling.
Yeah,
I have to. Yeah.
I'm surprised. Wait, this whole time, what's his face? Barry was making fun. Get a green screen. I am sick of the shower curtain, and now I got a green screen. It doesn't even mention. Oh, I love the new background.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Nothing.
My new one arrived yesterday. The one it attaches to the ceiling, and I can just pull it down. I can't wait to.
Oh, it's one of those. That's a good one. This
Yeah,
one, somebody gave me
ones.
a $50 Amazon gift card for Christmas, and I'm like,
oh, it looks good.
Green screen.
I got an awesome hypothetical question.
We need to get Poodles a green screen.
Hypothetical question. Let's talk hypothetically, right?
Oh, I love hypotheticals.
Hypothetically, no one sells day one except for the top 3 whales. Where does the price go? If the top 3 whales sell their entire bag.
Well, there's enough liquidity that's not supposed to make as much of a dent as we once thought, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
It would make a dent, but then I think with the new tokenomics, you'd have a buying frenzy that would be crazy, getting all these discounts. And then I think it would just be a momentary blimp, and then it would just start to go up from where that low is set, because you'd burn a shit ton.
Yeah.
Holy crap. You'd burn
What would
a
the
ton of
hypothetical price be if the top 3 wallets sold? It would go from $9 to what your guesstimation.
Well, they would have to sell. They couldn't sell all at once, because that would really, as we told, each coin would be less. It would really not be in their best interest to do that. So they would have to stagger their sells. And if they stagger their sells enough, you get enough buying pressure where they could just keep. And the only good thing I will say with this is, before, you'd be like, oh, they sold half their bag. A month from now, they'd have the same bag. Now it takes a year to get the same bag as you did on mainnet.
Yeah.
So it is a good thing. So I'm just trying to look at hypothetically the way that if they were to sell their whole bags, essentially you probably could go down to like $2, $1, maybe even lower. But then imagine the buying frenzy you'd get at that point, because you're now seeing a coin. Sorry, I keep saying token. A coin that's like different tokenomics that are deflationary from the start. It would get very interesting.
So I said all that to say this, okay? I set y'all up for something special, okay? For the people that were concerned about people dumping on the first day, don't join that crowd of people that are dumping on the first day for the potential possibility of the extraordinary gains you're going to have the following month. And I'm being generous by saying 30 days. We might go over $9 the following week, possibly the following day. We don't know. This is such a crazy space, and I don't want people just to dump their whole bag out of fear and then lose out on the game at the.
And it surely changes profit taking strategies a lot.
I think,
or you could rebase and collect that, and you'd be like, okay, I know. And now it's different. You're like, if I sell,
some people don't understand that the flex part of the Vulcan blockchain is kind of similar to just having our rebase. They're just not looking at it that way.
RR says it will go down to a dime or 20 cents. If that happened, I'm sure the people would freak out with buys. It would be a buying.
Yeah, I would definitely be buying if it's at 20 cents.
I would be
insanity.
Like, Father, give me money.
Yeah.
Pull out your inheritance.
All that rebase I could be adding up after.
It's definitely not going to stay down for a long time, is what my point is, because that is
I don't
a big
think
concern for a lot of the community, and we don't really talk about it much because it is a Debbie Downer a little bit, thinking about those big wallets that possibly are most likely going to dump at least at a bare minimum a third of their bag, because that's why I was asking you earlier if I'm going to make it to 15, because my intentions are to sell 1/3 of my bag. I'm not trying to hide it out there or try to be under the, I want to sell 1/3 of my bag and let the other, percentage of my bag do what it's supposed to do. But I think 1/3 of the bag is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the sell pressure we had with the old tokenomics, that's not gonna be the same thing anymore. Like whoever was planning,
or when you sell.
Yeah, like if you were planning to sell even half of your bag,
That's
now
way
you're
too
just
much,
thinking like, hey,
Feel bad,
wait,
right?
let
Sells
me,
half.
yeah, like no, if I think whoever it has that kind of money to invest on a coin or token, they're smart enough to see the new change and be like, wait, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do what I was planning to do. Let me come out with something different. And whatever they come out with has to be different enough to be beneficial for all of us because they're not dumping the whole thing. I mean,
No,
I
I
hope
don't agree.
not.
And if they
Yeah,
do, we're burning a crazy amount when we launch.
Mhm.
exactly.
Put that
So,
out.
I'm
so
a third of my bag
and,
is a
and I
contribution.
think day one to me, like, okay, there probably will be a dip sometime during that week, but I don't know. I think I see it going up. Like you remember Safuu when it launched, he went up in 7 days. He hit that $300 mark.
Exactly.
I see this new Vulcan coin doing the same thing or even greater. I hope, I think, I see it, and I want to see it happen.
I mean,
You know?
if you take what you saw after November 20th, right?
Yeah.
You saw how we, bounced and just went up, and then when people started selling, people thought it was gonna dip hard. No, it didn't. And then
Yeah.
as soon as we started burning more and more and more and more, it seemed like it got tighter and tighter and tighter between those sales and those buys.
Rising that
Yeah,
floor.
but then the buys just started seeming like boom, boom, boom. So you imagine putting the amount of money we're talking into the blockchain versus this token. That was just the token. That was just us, really. Like that's
Yeah.
really the community, right? That's not
Yeah.
everybody else thought this thing was going to die. Like, but we're
You
talking.
guys know Bitcoin's over 18,200 right now.
Yeah, but that's deflationary, man. I'm telling you, this stuff is going to like when the floodgates open.
Oh, and
Yeah.
also, if you haven't voted yet, go vote for council. I'm not going to give you my number live here, so don't ask.
And like Fuller was saying, like I was looking at the safuu charts too. Like it is community driven. That first week, it took about 8 days for safuu to hit $316.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was just community driven. Now imagine having new investors coming into
and that's what
game.
rebasing was like. That's what that big ass APY, right?
Yeah.
That's gone.
Crazy.
So imagine if that's what safuu did with that big ass APY. Imagine
now.
without the
Imagine
APY,
now.
right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're going to the moon, baby.
That's why I'm so like.
And imagine a bunch of projects. So as negative as like the node stuff is, there's still a ton of positive here with this. Like, okay, like even for my main bag to make me the kind of life-changing money, now that's a possibility because 300's on the table, 400's on the table, 500's on the table. And no, when I give these Protonomic predictions, these aren't tomorrow we're going to be at 400. In a week, we're going to be at 400. I'm talking with the right scenarios, with the right projects, with the right volume. There's not the down pressure. There's not that constant down pressure. That down pressure on safuu was crazy. Every day it was so hard to just, everybody's like, oh, the price should go up. How is it going to go up when you're appreciating 2.09% a day? 2.38% a day. It's not going to go. It's impossible. And then it just, as you get further down the line, that amounts to bigger. It's crazy. So this one is set up to go up and to the right. We just need the right metrics to happen. Hopefully, Bitcoin starts pumping again. People figure out that crypto's not bad. We're still in a good spot to make money. Faith is restored. And remember, in 2020, that was fun. You could just I was picking darts and just throwing it shitcoin, riding it up, making money like crazy. And it's like, oh my God, I fell in love with crypto because of that. And a lot of people did. And BSC, there was different projects launching daily. I don't even want to know what BSC volume was back then. It was quite crazy. But it's just like, could you imagine like all the projects wanting to launch during a bull? Oh my God.
Yeah, like for example, I told my family, I'm like, hey, the amount of money I'm gonna be making, just save this book, wait, where it is. And he says on the side, top secret. Everything is there in case I die and I don't know how to handle this much cash. Yeah, I might go crazy
I
with that
love
much
it.
money. So
He's
I
got a
have
book.
everything in here, bro.
I haven't even shown my parents. My dad's got a key to my safe that has all the stuff with my seed, and I have instructions in my safe. If I die, this is what you do. You download this app, and I have written instructions. I actually spent and I'm like, this is what you do to get access to my stuff. As for the node, good luck explaining that to my brother. They have no clue what DeFi is. That even the wallet thing would be difficult for them, but
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, I told them if something if something happens or if I become super millionaire, some people just go crazy. I know I'm not gonna be one of those. I know how to manage myself, but just in case, I explained to them. And if you don't find any info there, look it up in YouTube. Everything is in YouTube. That's it. How to access a wallet with the seed phrase and all that.
So we've been going for 2 hours, 15 minutes. That's crazy. And we've held an audience of over 140 people the whole time. So I appreciate everybody for watching. It means a lot. We're all in this game together. We're all in this journey together. The good, the bad, the ugly. We're here daily. We're giving you the news. Go check out the Vulcan merch store. Hit that like button. Subscribe to everybody's channel that's on here. I'm 23 away. Normally, I tell you not to subscribe to me, but I'm 23 away from 7,000 milestone.
Yeah,
so
right.
I want to hit my milestone. Hendrick, Biz says keep it going. I wish I could. I got stuff to do. I just got back yesterday. Today of all days, I wake up. This is how my day started. Just to paint a picture, okay? On top of all the node stuff going along, I go to work. I'm all excited to go back to the office after 2 weeks in Florida. I've been working from home. Just talk to people again. Okay. Go to start my car. Won't start. So that's how I started my day. Then I had to call AAA. They come over. Oh, your battery's a piece of crap. I go, thank you. $220 later, I got a new battery.
I could have told you that.
I'm like, yeah, really cool. Thank you, sir. And I'm like, wow, that's my start to my day. And then, but it's not how about you. It's not how you start. It's how you finish everything in life. Stay positive. Things are not set in stone. Okay. That's all I'm going to say is nodes. Something was said. We don't like it. Something was put out there. We don't like it. Okay. Fine. We have to come together, find solutions. The team I know will maybe do something. I can't 100% say they will, but in the past, based on their track record, they've always made things better. And I trust the team to get it done. I'm going to think positive until it's final. Let's not freak out. Don't make any rash decisions. Yeah. And anybody got any final words?
I'm not making any decisions. I just got to take it. And whatever comes, that's what's gonna. I'm not making no decisions. Now selling my node, waiting for March 1st, and we're gonna make it. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, we're all gonna make it.
One way or another, it's gonna happen.
Just stay positive. Don't let dark thoughts creep into your head, because as soon as dark thoughts creep into your head, there's nowhere good you can go. Just stay positive, stay in the know. Remember, trust the team. You invested in this project for a reason. You invested in the blockchain for a reason because you believed in the team. I know the team will deliver, and I still have 100% faith. Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. You too, guys.
Never fear, because the Greek is here.